Now we have understood as far as the different kind of activities and the sequence of activities, so that we can decide what to do, like as we have done in the if condition, and we have added the if condition and then defined the condition and then added a right cell in the then text box by experimenting the things. So now we have understood the flow of the actions or the sequence of the actions. Now let us create the project with again afresh, so that we can understand the whole transactions and the whole sequence in one go. Now let me open the data file and the application. Now I have opened the application and I will now open the data file, and data file is in Excel, and this is my data file. So let me put it here and let me minimize this. Now this is my application file and this is my data file. Okay, now let us create afresh the project. So let me name it again my robot, as this is my first robot, and we can type that this is my first robot. Now let it create, let it prepare all the files needed by itself. Now the project is created. Now we would add a use Excel activity, and then we will give the path to the Excel file, and the Excel file is at this place. So let me copy this here and then select this file. So now the file has been selected and I will name this as data. Now we will add a for each Excel row. So from the Excel card we will add a for each Excel row. So let us add and drop it here, and we will define the range, and as I said earlier, we will add the decision table. So we have added the decision tables. Now in the for each Excel row we will drop a if condition. So let us drop a if condition, and then we'll select from the current row at which the for each condition is there. So we'll add this transaction type. Now for if this transaction type is empty, then we will do something else, we will do the other things. So now we will add a switch onto this if condition. So let us add a switch. This is the switch, we'll add to it inside the if condition. If the condition is true, then let us decide for the switch, and the switch would be from the current row and the transaction type. Now by default, if anything happens, we want to skip the current row. So let us add a skip, skip current. If anything wrong happens, then it would jump out. And now we will be adding the different conditions or the cases. First of all, let us add our deposit, the case deposit. So if it is deposit from this column, if the case is deposit, then it has to fill out these things. Okay, so if it is deposit, then now we want some kind of application to be handled. So we will use the application app and web card, and from there we will select use application, that is for desktop application or any browser activity. So we'll take and drop it here, and then we want to indicate the application. So click it here, and then we want to indicate on this application. It's focusing, so the color is blue now. That means we have to click on this. So now the application path is this, and we don't have any argument or anything else, but now we want to add something else. Now we have to click on the radio button for deposit. If the transaction is deposit, then we have to click select, otherwise we have to click any other place. So now we will automate this. For that purpose, we have to add a click activity, sorry. So again, we will indicate target on the screen. So let us click here, and also we have to mark the anchor as we have discussed earlier. So now this has been anchored with the target. So target is where you want to click, and for the referential point we have marked the anchor. So let me confirm it, and then we will add. So now we will have a type into action, because now after clicking this we have to type something. So we have to type into here. So let us add a type into action or activity below this. Okay, now again let us indicate the target on the screen, and this is my target. Now automatically it has marked the anchor by itself, the referential points. So this is good for handling the robot. Automatically it can identify the target. So confirm it, and then the data should be from current row and from cache in. So now wherever the cursor is, if say for example the cursor is here or this data has been selected, then it will fill data from this place. So now again add a type into action. By clicking this you can select this and then again clicking on this, I want to select this one and then confirm it, and then again taking data from the current row and on as check, because I want to feed into the on as check field. Next again I can select this from here, and then again clicking on the target screen and then clicking here. Now it has again marked the anchor. Confirm it, and then we have to put the data from the Excel file. So we have now created and written the data from there. Now the next thing was to capture this transaction ID, and then we will click on this accept button so that it can save the data on the application. So we have to get some data from this place. Okay, so we will have a get text. So get text, let us have a target. Now we want this. Also we would have a anchor. This is the anchor. Click on it, and we want to save this transaction ID on our Excel file at this place in this column. So what we'll do, we will save to current row and then in the transaction column, and then the last step was to click on the accept button. So let us have again a click action. By clicking on this, I can select this from the common scenario and click on the target. I want to click here. I do not want any kind of anchor because this is sufficient for the selection or clicking event. Now let us save this. So far we have created one case. We have taken one case, and that is the deposit. Next we can take the other two cases, that is the withdrawal and split deposit. Now we will add another case, that is withdrawal. Then we can again have to add an application browser. We will indicate this application browser, and then we have to add again, as we have did in the deposit case. We have, after this we have click on the radio button, so we have added a click on the deposit. So let us do that. So in the case of withdrawal, we will add a click event here, and then we have to click the withdrawal, and now I want anchor this one as a reference point. So now we would be confirming it. Now we have confirmed it. Now we have to click on this, or so that this fields for the next activity we can select from this. So now we would have to put data in the check 1 and check 2. We will take data in case of withdrawal. Check 1 should be the cash in and check 2 should be the on us check. So let us do it. Now let us have a type into activity, so that we will add one type into, and you can on the screen, and this one the thing. There is on automatically an anchor has been selected. Click OK, and then from the current row we need this one, and then again we will have to add a type into, and then again we will be indicating the target. Automatically the reference or the anchor is selected. Confirm, and then again we have to add the data from the current row and on us check. Now this is cleared. Now we have, so far we have put this and this. So now we have to take the transaction ID, get the transaction ID. So what we will do, we will add a get text. So we'll add a get text, and we will indicate on the screen, and this is the screen, and I want to have a anchor this one for reference point. Confirm, and then we would be save it on to the Excel file. So we will be saving here. and then lastly we have to click on the accept button. So we'll click on the accept button and the anchor will be same, confirm it. Now we have cleared two different, let us save this. We have added two cases. Now the third case is split deposit, and this one is the split deposit. So let me copy it for ease, and then let me add the case, and then let me add the action again. And as you could have understood, we have to use an application, use application action. We would indicate again this application, and then we would again have a click action, and we will indicate on the screen. So we would click on this because it is split deposit, and with the anchor, let us confirm it, and we'll go there, and then we can click this so that this can be activated, and then later on we can add. So now we would be adding the text, so we would be using the type into action. So let us add. Now on the target screen we will select this, and anchor is there, and then again we have to provide data to the field from cache in, and then we again add type into, and then from the target screen we will select this so that it can have the anchor, and then again we have to click on the current row and on as check, and then we have to add again a type into, and let us have a target on the screen and the application, and this is there, and we would be putting the current row and not on us. That's it. Now we would be having, now we have filled all the data. Now the next thing is we have to capture the transaction ID. So we have to get the text from the this place with an anchor, this one, and let us confirm it, and we will saving this on the current row and on the transaction. So this is the thing. Now at last we have to add a click event so that we can have the accept button clicked. So we'll click this and confirm this. Now so far so good, we have made all the three switches. Now what if this condition does not matches? So we will click on the show else. Now in the else condition we have to add a Excel action that is called as write cell. So we will use this write cell. This write cell is being used to write something on the Excel cell. So let us click on this, and we know what to write. We will add a text that is transaction already booked, so that accidentally it might not overwrite the transaction. So where to write? We want in the current row on the comment column. So now the project is ready. Now let us run this project and see what it does. I have run the debugger or the application. Now I can see now you can see that I have done a mistake. You can see that I have evaluated the transaction type rather than the transaction ID. So I have did a mistake. So don't try to do this kind of mistake. So be careful while you are selecting the columns. So let me rectify my error by going into the condition builder, and from here we can select the transaction, this one. Now let me save it. Now I think I have did it correctly. Let me run it again, and now it's running. Yes, now it's working. So you can see now that there is automatically generating the IDs, the transaction IDs, and it's filling it down there. Congratulations, we have did our project running. Now, so far so good. We have made our project successfully, and we have tested it. Everything goes right, other than there was an error, and we have noted and we have put the things rightly. Now, how to publish to my robot? Now, as you see that we were using this debugger. This is a debugger for testing and development. Now we want to publish it to my, let me show you, my UiPath robot. This is the place where robot will work. You can see this is a robot. So let us publish here. So let us click on it. It is asking the name of the package, the version, and the releasing note if you have got their publish options and their certificate for signing. Let us do nothing but let's publish it. We can go through the next button and next button and then publish. Let us publish it. Now it said that you have published this and the package is in this place. Where is this? Let us click here, and my packages are here. So in the program data UiPath packages, and now what it has did, let us see here. Now here it is awaiting to install. Let us install it by clicking here. Oh sorry, this is starting, not installing it. Okay, yes, now it has installed and it has started. We have already captured the transactions, so it did ran and put all the comments that the transaction ID was there. So let us do one thing. Let us delete all this and let us test our robot if it can put the transaction ID here, and it should have a remark here that the transaction ID is there. So let us save it, and then now let us run it again. Okay, this one, this was my robot. Okay, let us run it. It's running. Let us see. Yes, it's doing something now. Now I can see that the transaction IDs are being captured and filled into it. Done. Congratulations, your robot is also running well. You can see here. Then, so you have understood how to make a sample robot and how to publish it and how to run this robot. For something more, I would like to have you know that you can visit a website, and this is the website where you can visit for further tutorials and understanding how UiPath works. So for further reading, you can go to the website. This is the website, and from where you can select Studio Path, UiPath Studio X, and it will show you the introduction, then installations, how to install Studio, how to install Excel add-ins and other things. So let us click on it. Now you can have a video. There's a video of what is Studio X and how it works. There's a tour for the, so you can understand, and then you can have the tutorial, and tutorial have some examples. You can try all these examples by clicking any one of it, by clicking there, and there is a stepwise instruction there available. So very interesting is there. You can try, and you can download the example also. So I hope you understood all the things very well, and thank you very much for attending the learning classes or trainings. Thank you very much.